Hey, Paul, aka Zoo Animal, aka a couple of other ridiculous names. So, about time I did one of these things. This is a response to Eddie Perez's contest to show 5 soundtrack LPs. It's also, I guess, my debut, apart from a guest co appearance with Madame Cine a couple of weeks back. So, here we go, in no particular order. And I've got a collection spread across 2 different locations, so this is what I've got at this location. Not strictly a soundtrack, well, kind of. So Granada TV, Manchester TV, back in the late 60s, I think it was, 1969, around there. Put this groundbreaking documentary together with killer live footage of Johnny Cash in San Quentin, and yeah, this is sort of background to my youth. My dad played the hell out of this thing, got me into listening to Johnny Cash, among other greats from the Sun Fold. Standout track for me has to be Boy Named Sue. Took me 50 years to hear the version that didn't have the beat out. That son of a that named me Sue. But yeah, can't beat this one. I mean, I've pored over every image here. I used to love the scarred face of Mr. Cash there. Great album. Again, just doing these in alphabetical order. Another background to my youth, growing up in 60s, 70s London, was reggae. Black and white doesn't do this cover justice. Gatefold, Jimmy Cliff. This is probably going to get it taken down. Yeah, Desmond Dekker, All Day Long. Leslie Kong, who I believe was the producer of a lot of early reggae stuff. Jimmy Cliff. And the lads who coined the phrase reggae, I believe, Toots and the Maytals, or just Maytals here, produced by Leslie Kong. So Jimmy Cliff's Harder They Come. You can get it if you really want it. Vocals are outstanding. Film is so-so from memory, but yeah, it's all about the soundtrack for me. But yeah, could do another video just on 70s pop reggae background music. Then in the mid-70s it all changed, and this is quite poignant given that we're on the smoke trails of the most recent Jubilee. So when I was an angry young punk rocker in 77, went to see this in the local cinema where I ended up working actually. So Jubilee with Jordan, who was horribly miscast in the new Disney Pistol series. Great footage in this movie of Adam and the Ants doing Deutsche Girls. Chelsea's Right to Work from memory. I think it's on the TV in the background. There's some outtake footage too with sort of mixtures of I think it's Kenny Morris from Susie and the Banshees playing drums on that track. But yeah, already you can see the electric performer that is Adamant in this. So some interesting songs on here. Deutsche Girls I mentioned, Plastic Surgery, Adam and the Ants. There's some Brian Eno bits and pieces as well. Again, as a 14-year-old lad, it was quite exciting to see sort of this kind of footage. Toya Wilcox is in there, who comes under a lot of criticism in later years for not being very cool and punk, but she was there in the early days, right? Jubilee, good stuff. Changing genres, and a few years later, this was a great movie, I think, based on a true story, Midnight Express. Killer soundtrack from Giorgio Moroder with that heavy sequencer, dancey track. I think the chase, I think, is the kind of use the word iconic sort of a bit from the movie, but very poignant movie. Didn't do a lot for the Turkish Tourist Board at the time. I think nobody had heard of Turkey in the UK in the 70s. They've even got like fake Turkish Cypriot actors in it who are on crap British TV shows like Mind Your Language, appearing as courtroom barristers. Nonetheless, great film. Stellar performance from John Hurt and is it Brad? What's the guy's name? The main guy who died a few years later. Just blanked on his name. But the main actor who played the real Billy Hayes was the guy he played in the movie. But it's not Brad Dourif, is it? Can't remember. But yeah, great movie, and spoiler alert, it all works out. Moving along rapidly here, For your audiophiles, here's a Bernie Grumman masterpiece, but Pretty in Pink, one of those Brat Pack movies from the 80s, which sounds very 80s now to my ears, but has got some great tracks on it, right? You've got New Order. Some of these folks lasted longer than others. I think New Order and Echo and the Bunnymen outlasted Belouis some. Suzanne Vega, Left of Center's on here. OMD, nice, very much zeitgeist of its time, right? 80s movie. That's a punchy 5 minutes. So a bonus section on 45s. Right, given my love of 45s in movies, I thought it would be quite cool just to show a few 45s that you don't see very often. Could talk all day long on Ennio Morricone, but again, you don't see these 45s very often. Picked this up in my travels somewhere. Not sure if this is coming out back to front or not, but it's Fistful of Dollars, or as the Germans say, für eine Handvoll Dollar, from the movie of the same name. And then the credits music, the Vorspann Musik. Again, super emotive trumpet playing there, which will bring tears to Lee Van Cleef's slanted eye. Yeah, lovely 45. Alphabetical order again. Talking with my good fountain of knowledge, Mr. Sin. He reminded me that the Bravo series here were the always kind of the B team in terms of orchestras. This is not John Barry, but nonetheless, it is a nice little 45. It's actually 33, I think. Compilation of tracks from the classic James Bond film theme, Goldfinger, From Russia with Love, and 007. Oh, actually, the first one is a Dr. No, sorry. But again, in a mini kind of flip back sleeve, which is very nice, these 60s British 7 inches. Again, Cliff gets slated. Here he is, looking at Ronaldo on a camel. I think it's a trilogy of films, actually, wasn't it? Like Summer Holiday, Young Ones, and Wonderful Life, was it? This is bizarrely a Danish press of the one of my favourite tracks from all of those 3 films is called On the Beach. Yeah, Cliff could rock it, I think, in the early days. And yeah, love the packaging on these where they show the kids what they should be buying, you know. What the tracks they mentioned there, the Beatles, Swinging Blue Jeans, John Layton, Cliff, Dean and Jean, whoever they are. Yeah, but some tips there for teenage scandos in terms of what they should be buying and listening to. Again, picked up somewhere, I think at a car boot sale, as we call them here in the UK. Again, don't see many Space Odyssey, not Oddity, Space Odyssey 45s. This is the theme theme music from the film. As it says, theme music from the film and TV's Apollo Moonshot programs. Lovely little 45. Yeah, nice job. Don't know how they got that artwork together, but they did. Last one, again, very contemporary, as all things Sex Pistol are quite cool at the moment. There's Sid being politically out of control with his, is it a backwards swastika? No, he's got the swastika the right way around, or the Nazi way around. 45 in film, yeah, Sid pretending to be Eddie Cochran. Not a great vocalist, let's be honest, but quite cool to have. And there's some comedy cartoons of John, Steve, Malcolm and the boys on the back. That'll do it for now. All right. Thanks a lot. Cheers. Bye.